Owning a motorcycle is more than just a mode of transportation. It's a lifestyle, a passion, and a thrilling adventure waiting to be embarked upon. After all, you don't need a motorcycle, it is a want, and owning one is a pure sense of freedom that is tough to put into words. However, before you hit the open road, there are important considerations to make to ensure that your first motorcycle purchase is not only exciting, but also safe and well suited to your needs. Buying your first motorcycle is a significant milestone for anyone, but remember, the right motorcycle can make the world of a difference. In this comprehensive guide, we'll delve into 10 essential tips that will help you navigate the journey of buying your first motorcycle with confidence and clarity. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 tips for buying your first motorcycle. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome auto guides, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now let's cut to the chase. At 10. Assess your skills. The first step, even before you consider buying your first motorcycle, is to assess your riding skills. Are you a complete beginner, or do you have some experience riding? Motorcycles come in various sizes and power levels, and it's crucial to choose a bike that matches your skill level. For instance, beginners will be a whole lot more comfortable starting with a smaller, less powerful bike. This will allow them to gradually build their confidence and skills before moving on to more potent machines. Similarly, more advanced and technical riders will appreciate a bike that suits their skills, be it on the track or on the open road. At 9, consider your body type and weight. Another key area of attention you will have to give is to consider your body type. If you can't put both feet flat on the ground while the bike is upright, the motorcycle you are considering may be too tall for you. So it is best you look at more accessible bikes, at least until you are more confident. Overlooking such factors is a common mistake most people end up making because they tend to prioritize their aspirations over practicality. Remember, adults don't get taller and bikes don't get smaller. So it is only sensible to go with an option that suits you and complements your body. At 8, take into consideration your riding style. Understanding why, when and where you want to ride is one of the most crucial things to take into account when purchasing your first bike. Are you trying to find something that allows for agility and speed? If so, a sport bike might be your best option. Have you ever wanted to go on a cross-country ride? If so, you ought to consider a touring bike. Maybe you want something straightforward that works for all situations. A roadster might be what you need in that situation. A bike that fits you well is crucial since you'll want to ride it as often as possible. At 7, will you ride with a passenger? Now, in addition to understanding your riding style, another key factor is to foresee and plan beforehand if you intend on riding 2 up. That means most of the time you are most likely to ride with a pillion and some additional luggage on occasion. This changes the complete ergonomics of riding a bike. Take for instance the KTM Duke. It is a naked motorcycle that is almost never intended to be ridden alongside a passenger. Its pillion seats are awful, the pillion ergonomics are cramped, and it is just a bad experience altogether. But take the pillion out of the equation, and it is one of the best naked bikes you can get your hands on if you want to ride solo. Next up at 6, assess your budget. When you identify a motorbike for sale, what amount of money are you able to spend? Motorcycles are not necessary, they are a source of luxury rather than a basic need in most cases. The price of a new motorcycle ranges anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000. Although financing is a possibility, don't commit to spending more than you can handle. It's easy to be lured by the latest or most attractive bike in the showroom, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best option for you. When cravings arise, having a price range established and being aware of your financial limitations before you start looking will help you stay on course. At 5, consider a used option. Searching for a used motorcycle for sale is a great idea if you are unsure of purchasing a new one. Since the prior owner has probably made upgrades and changes to the bike, many riders prefer used bikes anyway. You won't have a lot of funds locked up in a loan if you decide that you don't like the motorcycle and would like to cash out after a few weeks. Plus, sooner or later, you will crash your bike, so it might be a wise decision to learn the tricks of the trade on a second-hand bike. Be mindful though, if you purchase from a private seller, you will be required to pay the full amount in one go. At 4, do your research. In an ideal world, you ought to research any purchase before making it. In this situation, whatever bike you choose to purchase, be careful and familiarize yourself with as much as you can about the manufacturer, the bike in question, its service intervals, and how to go about finding parts down the road if necessary. Don't be scared to ask questions if this is your first time purchasing a motorcycle. You'll be better able to find the ideal bike and make the proper choice if you're organized and knowledgeable. Basically, since you will be the one riding it and this is not a small investment in any manner, you should try to learn everything there is to know about the bike. 3. Take a test ride. It's important to test drive your possible bike outside the parking lot. Most dealerships allow you to plan test drives in advance, and some even give you the option of booking a test ride online for added convenience. Keep in mind that while cruising down the street or even around the block may feel amazing now, imagine how it will feel after your first week of riding or even your first few months of owning the bike. But don't be let down if the seller refuses to let you test ride the bike. This is probably due to liability concerns. In this case, try finding someone who owns the same model so that you can take their bike out for a quick spin. At 2, invest in good quality gear. Getting the correct gear is the next step after choosing your first motorcycle. You ought to equip yourself with some basic essentials such as a riding jacket, gloves, riding boots, a helmet, and any other accessories you wish to add to your bike. Remember that having fun on your bike is a big part of riding, so don't be scared to be yourself and go with what accentuates your personality. First things first though, one should always wear the appropriate gear. Depending on the type of riding you do and the type of bike you purchase, there are subtle changes in motorcycle gear. Therefore, before making any equipment purchases, carefully consider what you will eventually require the gear for. And finally, at number 1, don't rush into it. Take some time to consider the best option, so before you pull the trigger, give it some thought. Before you start spending money on your future bike, get to know it. Always find what works for you, do your homework, and don't simply choose the most powerful bike out there. Take time in climbing up the ladder and enjoying the journey as a whole. Although buying a bike is a significant investment, it can seem overwhelming at first. With the right information and research, you may meet your soulmate, or at the very least, your first crush. And there you have the top 10 tips for buying your first motorcycle. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your motorcycle-loving friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic auto guides. See you next time.